Welcome Exile, Cassius Clay here, back with another big guy video. This time it's a Spectral throw Scion based around the Hand of Wisdom and Action Claw. It's a stat based character and first and foremost made for killing bosses, but it's still a decent map clearer. It's a great choice for anyone that likes to do both maps and bosses with a not so heavy investment. It clears Lab quite comfortably and most of all it's fun to play. Since this is a character based on the three main stats intelligence, strength and dexterity, as well as energy shield and evasion, then all my items will be based around these attributes. The weapon that I use is a Hand of Wisdom and Action. I use this weapon because the 1 to 10 lightning damage bonus I get for every 10 intelligence, as well as the 1% attack speed for every 25 dexterity. That's also why I use the Shaper's Touch gloves. Since I'm a stat based build, I get a lot of accuracy, mana, energy shield and evasion from these gloves. For boots, I use the Trek Stealth Boots because the high evasion rating and energy shield, as well as the dexterity and intelligence. I have the 1 to 56 lightning damage enchantment on there, but really you want the 1 to 120 or even 1 to 160 lightning damage. For offhand, I use Ascendancy Mirror Shield. I use this shield because of the high evasion rating, the intelligence and the curse reflection, as well as the block chance. For bosses like Shaper, you can dual wield Hand of Wisdom and Action. For Helm, I use the Vertex Valmask because of the high evasion rating and energy shield, as well as the +1 to level socketed gems. The enemies cannot leech mana from you is a very nice bonus. The enchantment you want on there is any of the 3 for Spectral throw, but I prefer the deceleration. For chest, I use Ascendancy Splendor because of the high energy shield and the evasion rating, as well as the all rest. The amulet that I use is an Ascendancy Onyx amulet. I use this because of the bonus to all attributes. I use 2 Permanent Signet rings because of the 2% increased intelligence for each equipped unique item. I have 10 unique items equipped, so I get 20% increased intelligence from each ring. I use a Cyclopean Coil leather belt because of the increased attributes, as well as the increased damage per 5 of your lowest attribute. And since my intelligence is higher than my strength, I also cannot be shocked. For Flasks, I use an Ascendancy Promise, I use an evasion, I use an increased damage, I use a Wise Oak, and I use a Vessel of Vinctar. I use a Vessel of Vinctar that penetrates 10% lightning resistance. And the gems that I use for this build are Spectral Throw. And with Spectral Throw I have Lightning Penetration, Elemental Damage with attacks, Damage on full life, which is a great gem when you're an energy shield based character, greater multiple projectiles, and Elemental Focus. For tougher single target bosses I switch GMP with slower projectiles for a lot more damage. In my weapon I use my movement skill, which is Whirling Blades, and with Whirling Blades I have Fortify and faster attacks. And in my helm, which gets +1 to level socketed gems, I have Discipline, Wrath, Clarity and Enlighten. In my offhand I use Ancestral Protector, Summon Lightning Golem and Vaal Haste. And the defensive setups that I use are Cast from Damage Taken level 1, Immortal Call level 3, Enfeeble level 5 and Increased Duration. And in the boots I use Cast from Damage Taken level 2, Vortex level 5, Blade Vortex level 8, and I have these connected with blind support. These are the skills that I picked out so far for my level 85 Spectral throw Scion. Early on I rushed with the life and got the Elemental Overload. I got more life. Over here I got elemental damage and more life. I continued getting life over energy shield until level 68, when I could actually equip most of my current gear. That's also when I got Chaos Inoculation and Ghost Reaver, as well as Vaal Pact. Vaal Pact works great with the Ghost Reaver since it doubles the leech, but it doesn't impact the recharge rate of the energy shield. For Point Blank I picked up around level 40. For jewels I picked out Fertile Mind Cobalt Jewel to turn the dexterity nodes into intelligence nodes to get the extra bonus damage for my weapon. Then I got a Pure Talent Jewel that gives you bonus when you connect to a class's starting location, and I connect to the Duelist, Witch, Templar and Scion starting locations. That gives me plus to all attributes, gives me damage penetration, gives me mana regen and life leech. For the other jewels I use ones with lightning damage, attack speed and plus the maximum energy shield. For Ascendancy I went with Raider. The reason I didn't go for Pathfinder is because I use Elemental Overload, so I don't crit that much. And with Raider I get the Frenzy and Onslaught bonus against bosses. And then I went with Hierophant and the Templar nodes. The reason I went with Hierophant instead of Arclist is because the Hierophant gives me a lot more energy shield even if I lose a bit of damage from the Arclist. For the Pantheon Major God I would go with Soul of the Brine King for the stun immunity and cannot be frozen if you've been frozen recently. Soul of Lunaris and Soul of Solaris are good options. The only one I wouldn't get is Soul of Aracali because I'm already immune to Chaos and my belt gives me immune to Shock. For Minor God I would choose one that fits with the map mod or boss that you're doing. The only ones I wouldn't get is Soul of Rislada because I don't use a life flask with this build, and Soul of Shakari because I'm already immune to chaos damage. For bandits I would help Kratin or kill them all. For leveling I would always recommend using a tabula rasa. You can start using Spectral throw from level 1 and connect it with either volley at level 4 or less than multiple projectiles at level 8. At level 8 you can also connect it with added lightning damage and added cold damage. I would equip Hand of Motion and Thought at level 22 and use that until level 68 when you can switch over to Hand of Wisdom in action. That's also when I would switch from life over to energy shield and get Vault Pact. Other leveling gear could be Loctonial Caress, Wanderlust Boots, and the Darkness Enthroned Belt. The main pros for this build is that you can kill Shaper for cheap. It's a high single target damage with good mobility and good survivability. You have a lot of energy shield and you get Fortify every time you hit a target with Whirling Blades. The main cons for this build is that you cannot run Elemental Reflect mods. It's a not so fast map clearer and you need to switch gems between maps and the tougher bosses.